Hello, welcome Solix Nation. We are just coming back from Australia, and we had an amazing time there at our day of discovery.
Yeah, so much engagement from everybody that was in attendance.
Yes.
And I think we have a video kind of recapping this.
We do, let's watch it.
Just learning more. The more that I know, the more I can help, the more I can do.
This is just such a beautiful opportunity to get together in community with like-minded people all on the same mission and vision to be a part of the change.
My word that's coming to me is just grace. It's a grace. It feels like it's divine, everything divine in this frequency world, and that for me, grace is an important word.
It has been mind-blowing. There has been so many new things that I've learned today and new hacks that we can use with the software.
And just love being around like-minded people in this whole environment. And the energy and the vibrations in the room is amazing.
It's not just about healing here and there, but it's an upgrade or an evolution of how we can best live our life.
The energy levels were, I thought, here, but they're actually off the chart.
This is probably the first conference I've been to in my whole entire career where I actually want to be here. All the other ones that I've been to have been like a real slog to get me there because it's not what I'm passionate about.
It's transformed my life. The amount of testimonials I could give you just blow your mind, from working with frequencies to broadcasting to just going through different ailments, helping my mum. She couldn't walk for a while, and that's why I came on board, and it's really changed her life.
But for them to be able to take control and work for themselves with it, that they could take it away, they could do it anywhere in the world, and that was it. So I am so excited.
Nothing, my life's changed forever, and I'm very, very grateful for that.
I already want to go back to Australia.
Yeah, that was so fun.
It really was.
We've done some things that you actually really wanted to do while we were down there.
I did. I held a koala.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it was amazing. Great job. Shout out to Beck McQuilty for kind of hosting that, being the organizer for that. She did a great job being the feet on the ground and getting everybody excited to be there. And it was just a really fun event. Thank you. We miss you, all you that came to that event.
We can't wait to see you all here in September at our Day of Discovery. Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of events, there was also an event in Ecuador.
Yeah, Carlos Jaramillo did a fantastic job. But he has for the last few years.
Yes.
Putting an event, getting people from really all over. I mean, I remember he had doctors from Spain come in and he had a guest speaker. I know one of the guest speakers.
Yes, this is Jennifer Nelson Hawks, Dr. Jennifer Nelson Hawks, our one and only. We love her so much. She went to Ecuador and was a guest speaker at Dr. Jaramillo's event.
Yeah, it was he does such a great job.
Yes,
and we've had him here. If you come to the Day of Discovery a couple years ago, he was a presenter at our Day of Discovery here. You know, with that, we're at the end of the month. And so if there's something to do at the end of the month, it is time to pull your reports. Right? It's time to go to just your quick reports. Make sure you export those. You don't have to download them yet, but go pull your reports so you know how your team is doing.
That's right. It's important to do that. And Kai is going to remind you every single month.
I do that every month. Yeah.
Now, tomorrow is the last day that you can get Pulse for free when you sign up with Solex.
Yeah, the new person, the enrollee, when they sign up for a bundle and a subscription, they will get Pulse with that delivery. That's kind of a good incentive. It's a new product, nanotechnology. We've talked about it a little bit. Hopefully you've seen some of our social media posts and some of the other things. But yeah, at the end of this month ends that giveaway. But that sets up something new.
Right. On Friday, it will be December 1st. And that sets up our new incentive for December, which is Blue.
Blue. Yeah, we love Blue. Is knocking our socks off. It is. Everybody loves Blue. They're doing so many wonderful things with Blue.
Yes. And if you haven't noticed, we always have blue tongues around here.
Yeah.
And it's cool to be blue.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. You know,
it's like a fashion statement.
It's a little Smurfy.
You want to see the coolest thing that someone sent us?
Yeah, this is amazing. This person actually took toothpaste and put a few drops of blue in it and mixed it up and uses it as a toothpaste morning and night.
To whiten her teeth. And she said that not a whole lot is helping to whiten her teeth and she already sees a difference. She is taking progress photos and promises to send those in. So I'm excited to see her results.
We'll see how those go. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But again, so for the month of December, a new enrollee with a bundle and a subscription will get Blue included in that enrollment. We call it a Blue Christmas, but it could be Blue Hanukkah, Blue Kwanzaa, whatever you want it to be. It's going to be the month of December. I mean, it's not the winter blues.
No, blue in a really good way.
Yeah.
It's blue in a good way.
Yeah, it's such a good way. It's such we're turning it, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, speaking of new products, we also launched our brand new D3K2 at our Australia Day of Discovery. And not last week, but 2 weeks ago, we asked you in a contest to go on our YouTube and to talk about what excites you about our brand new D3K2 and what are we going to give?
We're giving away D3K2.
That's right. It's very appropriate.
Yes, very appropriate. We
So
have
we'll
a lot of
drop
entries
3
here,
names.
so I'm going to mix them up. And we'll just grab one. They're kind of stuck together. Okay, I think I got one. Here we go. All right, Sarah Brown, 2414. I'm loving the D3K2 since using it from the Aussie DOD. Oh, my sleep is so much better and I have more energy throughout the day. I've never heard of astaxanthin and was so impressed when Kai talked about its benefits. Thank you, Solex, for providing such quality and integrity to everything you offer. I'm so grateful. Don't worry, Kai. I snort when I have to. Oh, that was from a blooper.
Kai snorted.
Yeah, every once in a while that happens, you know.
Well, congratulations. We're going to send you another because you already got one. Bottle of D3K2. That's awesome. That's exciting. All right, the next person, Easy Promo Videos. Just call us. Let us know who you are. I've been looking for a new D3K2 option. With this being in liquid form and a nanotechnology, the absorption is what I was looking for. The bonus with this formulation is the extras that you get. I will be adding this to my go-to nutrition. Thank you for the release of this product.
Yeah, I love it. Like I said, at least of the Australian, this is not your mama's
No.
D3K2, right? This is something special. Here we go. Okay, this is Becky Bushik, 5192. I think that's you. So if that's not, let us know. This is so exciting. I'm looking forward to trying this. The nanotechnology helps so much with absorption. I agree with that. I live in sunny Arizona, but still need to supplement my vitamin D, and I need the K's for bone health. Thank you much with Blue and this product. What a great support to my brain. Yes, that's true. And not only do you need you get vitamin D, obviously, with all the sun that you get in Arizona, but what did we learn? We learned that vitamin D actually requires then K's, the K's to go with it. It opens up the need. Remember, D is going to help you with absorption. It's the K's, K1 and K2s, that help direct where that calcium and phosphorus absorption goes.
It's so important.
All coupled under the umbrella of nano and liposomal.
That's right.
Right?
It's pretty powerful.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I love this one.
All right, lastly, we are going to talk about our top enrollers, and we have 2 weeks to go over since last week was our Black Friday episode and we did not do our top enrollers. So we'll start with November 13th through the 19th.
All right, and we have a tie in this one for second place, of course.
Yes,
usually we do.
We do.
Tiffany Rutledge, great job.
Carlos Yaramillo.
And Jody Bash. Congratulations. Well
Congratulations.
done. But only one in first place
We
here.
just have one, and this goes to Temna Sturdivant.
Temna, I think you've done this a few times. You get another Solic silver coin.
That's right.
Right?
Congratulations.
Well done. Great job.
All right,
and then we
next
have
week. Go for it.
okay. November 20th to 26th.
Yes. And this is a tie all for first.
All for first.
Yeah. Yep.
We have so many firsts, so we're not even going to talk about second on this one because that would be an even bigger,
Yeah,
longer list, right?
We have a tie for first, and that goes to Nancy Tarlow.
Carolyn Monk. Yeah, sorry, Carolyn, if I said that wrong.
And Jessica Avini. Again, if we said that wrong, sorry.
All three of you are getting Solic silver
That's
coins.
right. Congratulations.
That's a big deal.
Really well done. All right, well, now we are going to start with the education part of our call, and we're excited to talk about the new hormone panel that is in our body systems on the scanner. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Both men and women, no matter how old you are, when you're born, you need three things: testosterone, progesterone, estrogen. It's incredible how these hormones affect every cell of your body. Every cell, from mental to physical to emotional. Okay? It's incredible how it does it. And we'll go over that. I'll try not to geek you out.
Don't worry, I'll bring him back.
All right? But we're going to go over all these. Why it's so important.
But before we start, we need you to understand that your AO scanner needs to understand who you are, as you know with all the other scans. So this hormone scan is no different than the other ones. So don't do a first scan and think that that's exactly what's going on. You really need to do 3 scans, morning, afternoon, and evening, because our hormones fluctuate throughout the day.
Correct.
Then you also need to make sure that you're doing that for 3 days in a row. Because that is where you're giving the scanner the opportunity to start understanding what's going on in your unique body at any given time of the day for 3 days.
What are issues that physicians see, or conditions that physicians see that are more common, that has to do with hormones, has to do with your liver, has to do with your body?
Here's another important thing. Men go through a cycle of hormones in a single day. Women go through a cycle of hormones in 28 days. So women, you need to know where you are or where you think you might be. And so if you're scanning on day 1 of your cycle, you're going to be different on day 15. A man is typically going to have the same, they should be seeing more, the pattern should be more
consistent.
Consistent, thank you.
It's more consistent in the whole month.
Okay, but wait, Dr. Bennett, there's more than just those type of hormones on this scan. So for those of you that don't have a scanner here with you, you've got the female on the left and you've got the male on the right. Now, as we look at these, I want you to understand that as this scan has been put together, as we get more data from all of you, or from all the scanners, not you specifically, but as we get data in, the numbers will start to dial in more. So that will happen over the next couple of months. You'll start to see things will be a little bit closer in range. But 0 to 40, plus or minus, is considered in the normal range as of right now. So you'll see on this first one is the female one. The one that is highlighted is going to be plus 41 on the total estrogens for a female. There's another one up there, plus 73, so the free T3. Now, does that mean that this person is completely in range with all the other hormones?
The numbers. So again, the range of numbers, right? We need a range of numbers. 0 to 40, you're good. Above 40, there's something wrong. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Just means, hey, be aware. Okay? Be aware. There might be something coming in the future. If you start getting some issues with your hair, some issues with your, mental fog, okay? There might be something right with this. Yeah. Then you go to your practitioner. Hey, doc, look, this is what it showed me. What can I do? Can you help me?
So when I see these scans, and I'm looking at the thyroid, right? You want to look at the thyroid as a whole. Don't be just pulling stuff out. You want to look at it as a whole. And when you start to see things are out of balance, the TSH, most people think is actually their thyroid, and it's not really their thyroid. The pituitary is their thyroid, meaning that's going to give you it's the communication pathway between. So when you get the TSH, it's that communication pathway that we're actually looking at. The T3, T4, the thyroid peroxidase antibody, and the thyroid globulin antibody, those are antibodies. So if those keep coming up, I want you to think immune. I want you to think immune. If you see a lot of thyroid stuff coming up, I want you to think about your hypothalamus. I want you to think about your pituitary. Those are both glands in your brain. And the hypothalamus, the pituitary, and the adrenals are all stress hormones. They are going to play a role in your thyroid production. Okay. So I want you to not just be so adamant about reading each line item. You got to look at this as a whole.
Remember, any kind of antibody, you're creating something that's, hey, go attack it. It's not supposed to be there. It's foreign. So when you make antibodies, your body's saying, hey, something's wrong. Thyroid antibody doesn't mean you got thyroid issue. It could mean that there's something else going on. Your liver, your gut, there's something there that's causing your body to make antibodies to your thyroid, to your kidneys, to the adrenal gland, to other places in your body. All these hormones, just like she said, TSH is very important. Thyroid. Thyroid is the gas for your body. That's the gas. Okay? Then you have the adrenal glands. Testosterone for men. When your testosterone gets low, your cortisol goes up.
Are you all familiar with cortisol and DHEA?
What's cortisol? Stress hormones.
But Dr. Bennett, if a testosterone level in a man is too low, what is it going to do to their brain?
100% correct. What is it going to do to the brain? Affects the brain tremendously. Okay? One, you have to understand how testosterone works. Testosterone is the signal for the nucleus of the cell. Your brain is full of them, billions of them, the nerves, to make special proteins and special peptides. All those special proteins and peptides create and tell the cell what to do, whether to multiply, increase, decrease, or die. Okay? If the pH changes, what will happen to you? Again, what I said, you're going to get depression. You're going to get anger issues. Okay?
You get memory issues.
Memory issues, fogginess. All those happen with these little things called hormones. They are the most potent chemicals of your body. It's so difficult for physicians like us to try to counteract hormones. We have to do multiple modalities to be able to counteract a hormone. Okay? It's very difficult because they're so potent. They do so much. It's not like, okay, get testosterone, you're going to get strong. Absolutely not. It does so much. It does absolutely so much. Progesterone in men. If they can't make progesterone, guess what happens to testosterone? Plummets. So they're very important and they're very dependent on each other. Very, very dependent. They have to be in correct amounts.
But it's also really important to understand that as our hormones are made in different areas of our body, they do different things for our body as well. So he's talking a lot about testosterone, progesterone, and estrogens, which are the primary hormones that we do think about when we think about hormones. But as you'll look here, the reason why we have G6PD. Well, G6PD, why do we have G6PD on this scanner? Well, there's a reason for that.
Glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase is a very important factor for red blood cells. It can actually, too much of it can actually, it's an enzyme that can destroy your red blood cells and lyse your cells. They get destroyed. Other hormones. So when you come in and say, I've got a foggy brain, I'm kind of a little bit, I'm fatigued. You do your scan, okay? Some people say, hey, I do really well for 4 days. Then 2 days, I don't feel good, or the opposite. They're bad for 4 days, 2 days, they're good. They're going, well, how is that? Why is it that I'm bad for 4 days and I'm only good for 2 days? I've done all this stuff. That's where the scan comes in. The scan comes in to tell you what's going on, what part of your hormone structure or what your hormone percentage is up or down, and you can counteract all those. You can use it as a way of finding out what is happening in your body.
So one of the things I do want you to think of when I run this scan, the first thing I want to look at is if I see a lot of things coming up, I'm going to go look at my hepatic function. What's my liver doing? If my liver is too low, this one is negative 38, right? So that's going to tell me my liver is, or not mine, this is not my scan, but it would, if this were my scan, I would say, oh, my liver is having a hard time processing, right? It's under functioning. It needs more energy. And perhaps is that why some of my other numbers are too high or too low? So that's the first thing I would look at when I look at this, if I'm trying to just figure out where do I start.
DHEA.
There's 2 forms of DHEA.
Okay.
There's DHEA sulfate.
That's right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And there's a serum DHEA.
Mm-hmm.
So DHEA from the serum is going to be the DHEA you're going to find that's going to address hormones. The DHEA sulfate is more for your adrenals.
DHEA is a precursor to your sex hormones. Okay? It's a precursor, the adrenal gland makes it, not the ovary, not the testes. Okay? It's the adrenal gland. Sits right on top of your kidneys. Tiny little thing. And it's the outer core and inner core, and it makes the sex hormone, the precursor to the sex hormones. Okay? And it's very required. So be careful of DHEA. The reason why this is so awesome, I love it, is because it really gives you all the proper hormones and other, let's say like IGF-1, insulin. Excellent for finding out, hey, is my pancreas working well? Okay? Or after a meal, am I putting out enough insulin? Too much insulin? Why am I getting fatigued? Why am I getting dizzy? Why am I getting lightheaded? These are all excellent finding out. For glucagon, for your liver, is my liver pushing out enough sugar?
Let's talk about melatonin. Melatonin, we have so many external influences that affect our melatonin.
Absolutely.
Such as those beautiful, amazing, incredible cell phones that we love. Guess what? They strip us. They strip us from melatonin. Our computers strip us from melatonin. We've got to have melatonin. Some of the best things you could do for melatonin production, if you see it on here, you don't have to necessarily go buy melatonin. Walk outside, close your eyes, and look at the sky. You will be given vitamin D, and it will also increase your melatonin processes. You will sleep better, I promise. Try it.
This is the worst thing you could ever
restore.
invent. I hate this thing. I'm attached to it. I absolutely hate it. It's the worst thing we invented. It keeps us awake. TV, everything else keeps us awake. Keeps us in a sympathetic state. Then the brain can't stimulate what? It can't throw melatonin into your blood to help you relax, to help you sleep, to put you in a theta state so that you can relax. Did you know the lymphatic system of your body is open 24 hours a day because we're using it? We're using it. Has to be open to get rid of toxins. Every time I squeeze my muscle, every time I move, I'm creating toxins. And the body has to get rid of it. Gets rid of it through our sewage system. Our sewage system is the lymphatics. The glymphatics
Lymphatic system in the brain.
only opens at night when you're sleeping. So, here you are, 4 hours of sleep a night. You only detoxify so much. The next night, all of a sudden those toxins are up, and then the 5th or 6th, 7th night, you crash. For 7, 8 hours, no matter what you do, you can't get up. Buildup of toxins. The pH of the brain changes. Hormone changes. All those affect everybody.
Now, this is a breakout scan. Remember that. So, why would you want to go do a breakout scan on hormones? The reason why I would want to go do a breakout scan on hormones is because if I had just some imbalances that kept coming up on my vital scan, such as thyroid or such as liver function, some things that disrupt hormones, I would want to go look at it. If I was a middle-aged woman that was changing, I would want to go look at what my hormones are doing. because it can give us so much more information. Perhaps everything's in balance, but that melatonin is out of balance. That's going to tell you, and that's going to give you an indication that you might need more sleep. You might need to shut the brain down a little bit more. That's why this scan is so powerful, because it's going to open up your ability to see what's going on a different lane, on a different road. This is a side road, right? This is not the vital scan. This is not the comprehensive scan. This is a breakout scan. And you can use it for so many amazing tools to be able to start identifying why things might be going a little bit the wrong direction for you.
Another one is aldosterone. Aldosterone is a potent, very, very potent. We use it in the ICU sometimes on some patients. What's one of our top 5 problems that we have as humans nowadays? Hydration. 100% correct. 100% correct. Okay? So how do you know if you're hydrated or not? They say 1 ounce per kilogram, right? Most people say 1 ounce per kilogram, average individual 70, so 70 ounces. 70 ounces. Okay, how many cans is that? That's 5 cans.
Depends on what kind of water you're drinking, too.
That's right, yeah. That's right. We'll talk about that too later. So this is a real good tool to find out where you stand in terms of the hydration part. Aldosterone. Is aldosterone way too high, which means it's opening up the floodgates for you to get rid of water, or is it not enough to where it's saying, hey, absorb all the water you can? Constipation, right? What is constipation? It can be a problem with hydration. Your kidneys are throwing away too much water. Okay? So this is a very potent, like I said, it's a game changer. You can really, really tune your body well. Give it enough points, you can really tune yourself very well with everything.
And when this is out of balance, you're going to go now do your new menopause support.
That's right.
That we just had. It was just up here.
That's right.
Right? You have tools now. You have tools now to say, you don't need to line item these. Go and run some scans. Go and balance your body out.
Correct.
You know, if your thyroid's out of balance, what's your chakra doing? Is your chakra out of balance? You need to go back and look at some other things. But this is such an amazing tool for being able to start dialing in and looking at the big picture of the hormones. Yes. And knowing that there are so many more than just progesterone, estrogen, testosterone. That's what we think about. When I say, what are your hormones doing? You think, oh my gosh, my estrogen's probably this, my progesterone's this, I don't have any testosterone, whatever that is. But it's so much more, and that's why this scan is so important, because you need to be looking at all the other components to it.
Right. Okay.
You don't need to do this 3 times a day after the 3rd day of doing it 3 times a day. Then you're just going to want to run it whenever you want to run it. Perhaps it's once a week, perhaps it's once a day, but it doesn't need to be 3 times a day for a long period of time now.
Parathyroid. Okay. So that's something that's rarely talked about. There are 4 of them. They sit on each one of your, so we say thyroid is like a butterfly, and it really is. It's like a butterfly.
Think
right
calcium.
Here. Yeah.
Think
and
calcium.
There's four of these glands, because parathyroid is very important for your calcium. Very, very important for calcium. What's the protection for women against bone loss, osteoporosis? Estrogen. Why do you think most women develop osteoporosis after menopause? Okay? The more fat content you have, estrogen loves fat. The more fat you have, the more it sits in fat, the longer you have before you get osteoporosis. What's the protection for men? Testosterone. When I ever see an older gentleman come in, 40s or 50s, it's impossible, very, 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 very rare. If they get a hip fracture, osteoporotic.
What he's saying is don't age, and you'll be just fine.
Okay? So, low testosterone. The other thing is, how can you, without estrogen, how can you put calcium back in the bone?
Building muscle.
Okay.
So if your parathyroid is off, guess what? Go do some resistance training. That's what he's trying to tell you.
Okay.
And then you're just going to start scanning. Yep. And then you'll start looking back at patterns. And then you'll start seeing the patterns that shift as the month goes on for you. This is a tool for us to start to understand what our body is trying to tell us.
You know, the hormone panel on the body systems is a big hit.
Huge.
Yeah.
And it's so much information. And one thing I know that Dr. Bennett talked about and Jennifer was that the range.
Yeah.
So until we accumulate more and more data, that range, anything plus or minus 40 is out of range. Anything, don't worry about. But again, we want to look at those over time.
Yeah, yeah, and there's so much in there. If you studied hormones and you know hormones, obviously a lot of those terms may look familiar to you, but for a lot of us, we've never seen some of those terms before. We're like, what is that? Well, you know what? This is time for us to learn, right?
That's right.
A great education tool. But one thing that's kind of cool, if you've never delved in hormones before, this is a great chance to start to learn more about your frequency state of hormones. And so this is what I think this week. Let's give away something. I'll tell you what we're giving away in just a second. But why don't you comment on this call? After the live chat, comment on the call. What is it that you learned about hormones or you want to learn about hormones? Or how you're going to use the hormone scan in your AO scan? How do you want to use it? Comment on this call what that is. And we'll draw 3 people next week and we're going to give away the Alpha 3, a 6-pack of Alpha 3 passes.
To 3 different people.
To 3 different people. Is that confusing? 3 Alpha 6-packs. No, it's Alpha 3 packs. You get 6 of them. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. So that you can share the hormone panel with other people.
And you know, based on the history, every time we've asked our audience, you know, to give us feedback on a subject, they've always given us great feedback.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to your responses. And make sure you do it on the call or on the YouTube, not on the call itself.
Yeah, not on the live chat. All right, everybody. That's the giveaway next week. Alpha 3 passes to 3 people. Comment on the call. What are you learning or love about the hormone scan?
See you next week.
You don't remember?
Nope.
It's D3K2.
Oh.
We're going to get...
I'm like, shoot.
No, keep going.
Oh, I thought it was like I totally bloopered that one. We're giving... You want me to lead or you want me to?
Go ahead, you can lead. I'll screw it up somewhere.
You know, oh, are you looking that way?
I have no clue.
I think you were looking.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Loran, the hormone. You said okay. You know, the hormone. And my timing sucks right now, apparently. The hormone panel. Okay, you're good.
I got to let the red go, okay?
Okay.